Hi, I'm Amanda with Grade Level Guru, and I'm going to show you how to get the most out of reading Mo Willem's Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus with your first or second grader. We're going to be looking at interaction with visual ideas, character development, and character interactions, as well as identifying key ideas. First thing, if your kid is in like the middle of first grade, they are probably reading this book independently. So for story time, you can let your kid read this book to you instead of you reading the book to them. One of the first grade standards is that they ask questions about text. So if you don't want to do any of these questions, just tell your kid when they're reading a story to you, I want you to ask me some questions. And then occasionally just pause and make them think of a question to ask you, because that actually is one of the first and second grade reading standards. All right. First off, we got to identify who the characters are. So analyzing the characters, ask your first, second grader, who are the other characters? They'll probably get the bus driver immediately. They'll get Pigeon immediately, and then push them. Ask them, wait, who's the bus driver talking to? Who's Pigeon going to be talking to in this entire story? And push them to figure out that you, the reader, are actually a character in this story. Okay, on the page where the bus driver leaves, ask, why does the pigeon wait to show up in the story? Why did he just show up? This is like the second or third page. And they're going to start to understand Pigeon's intentions. Like, Pigeon waited because he's being sneaky. He needed the bus driver to go away. So push your first or second grader to understand what Pigeon's intentions are in waiting for the bus driver to leave. Okay, here I've skipped a bunch of pages, but this is a good place to start interpreting an illustration and like the arc of emotions that Pigeon has gone through at this point. I'll show you what the illustration is. This is where he's annoyed. This is the first time he shows any annoyance. He's got that squiggly over his head. So ask your first, second grader, what does the picture show us better than words? Because there are no words on that page. So what are the pictures telling us? And then try to get some words to describe emotions out of your first or second grader. It shows that Pigeon's feelings are changing. He's been excited, he's been persuasive, but now he is annoyed, he's impatient, he's frustrated. So try to elicit like those emotion vocabulary words out of your first grader or second grader and get them to understand like this emotional arc that Pigeon is going through throughout the story. Okay, here we're starting to get to a central idea. Pigeon shouts, I never get to do anything. So ask your first, second grader, what is getting in Pigeon's way? Why does he say he never gets to do anything? This is like the big problem in the story for Pigeon. This is the conflict. And it just happens to be you, the reader. We are getting in his way because we're not letting him drive the bus. Okay, and the next one, this is the card that fell. Ah. Okay, I'm losing him. This is where we go next. I lost it. Okay. All right, lots of character development here. Ask your first or second grader, how has his behavior changed from the beginning to now? So he's gone through like this entire arc. And again, elicit all of those emotion vocabulary words out of your first, second grader. He's annoyed, he's frustrated, he was excited, he was happy, he was being persuasive, but now things have switched. And why are his feelings changing? They should know this because like we've already kind of discussed it, like we are not letting him do something, and that is kind of ruining his day, as you can see here. All right, integrating visual ideas. All it says on this page is, let me drive the bus. So ask your first, second grader, what does the illustration show us about Pigeon that the words don't? So we want your child to realize that like he's been excited, he's been persuasive, he's been annoyed, he's been frustrated, but now we have pushed him beyond the point where he can cope. He is like completely crashing out here. His emotions have peaked, total meltdown. He can't cope. So get your kid to understand that like we're at like a peak in the story here. We've pushed Pigeon too far and not letting him drive the bus. All right, character development here. How are the other characters making things better or worse for Pigeon? At this point, your kid probably has like a good idea of what's going on with Pigeon and why we are messing up Pigeon's day so terribly. So just make sure they're understanding how are the other characters, namely us, the reader, making things worse for Pigeon. What are we doing that is ruining his day? All right, bus driver is back. Pigeon is sad. The window of opportunity has closed, but we're gonna go to the last page here. This illustration has a lot more information. So analyzing character interaction here, little character development. Now I want to do the visual idea first. So have your kid look at this picture, and you can even compare it to the picture at the very beginning of the story, because these are like bookend pictures, like the one refers back to the other, one alludes to the other. So ask your first, second grader, what do the illustrations show us better than the words do? Well, there are no words. The illustration shows us that now Pigeon is not fantasizing about driving the bus, he's fantasizing about driving this truck here. We see here in the picture, Pigeon is behind the wheel. So we've come full circle. What does the picture show us now that Pigeon wants to do? And of course, ask your kid if you think Pigeon has learned anything by the end of the story. He has not. Little Pigeon did not learn a single thing. You could ask, what do you think Pigeon should have learned in the story? Like, what did you learn in the story? Okay, so if your first or second grader read this book independently, this is once they do read it independently, ask them how hard it was for them to read. That way you can get an idea of like, was this easy, was this difficult? Again, by the middle of first grade, most kids are going to be reading this book independently. And yeah, that's about it for Mo Willems, Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. Quick thank you to Tversky and Burke. They helped me a lot with these Common Core aligned questions. So I hope you found them useful, and I hope you enjoy story time with your kid. Thank you.